Clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
And broadcasting live from the heart of Europe, this is the badass YouTube broadcast in all over the land. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Tommy C, shot for the point. Special guest, host, Augie RFC. Thanks for coming on, bud.
What's going on?
Short notice, Augie's the man. He's very good. Very good. And then the Dr. Zhivago behind the glass. How are you doing?
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
I'm doing I'm here. I'm hanging in.
Kovacs' bed buddy? That's a mean thing to say.
Wait, what?
That's a mean. He could do
Kovacs
much better than
bed
Bo.
bugs.
But Augie can do much better than Kovacs. Jesus.
You have to put a disavow on that. Disavow.
Yeah, that's right, because you're uptight and Catholic. You don't like the gay stuff, right? I know Stitch is frowned apart, but I think somebody has to report Nick the authorities for murder. Sounds German with the $5. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute, but I guess I've been advised to tell my dog story. I posted earlier that I kicked a dog getting on a bus.
You kicked a dog on the bus?
It was a really weird situation. It wasn't like, it's a funny thing. Like, as soon as I hit, I'll tell you what. I'll go through the situation. I get on the bus. I did notice there's an old man behind me, but with a cane. Okay, but apparently he had a cane and a leash for a tiny beagle puppy, right? And that's what made it all the worse. And I jumped in the bus because I'm faster than the old fart. And I went to sit in the seat that's directly behind the driver. As I had my hand on the pole, and I was going to swing myself in, and left hand on the pole. Then I saw him behind me, the old man. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a dick. Why don't you let him sit in the front? You know, that'd be easier. But for some reason, I did this thing where I swung to my right instead of swinging to my left, and I kind of swung I did like a spin. And before I completed the spin, which I'm glad I actually didn't complete the spin because that would have been really gay, I grazed the nose of this tiny puppy, and he let out not a yelp, not like that hardcore, but like a quarter, and I instantly felt like horrible. So I instinctively go down to pet the dog, and then the guy starts yelling at me and then I'm looking like all the women in the bus are staring at me, and I just literally hung my head like a little boy, and I walked to I sat in the farthest seat in the back of the bus, and then I felt so horrible about it that I wrote it on Twitter, not thinking too much of it, and as soon as I hit reply, I know the Keemstar memes are coming. So I didn't see it. I didn't look like that was fuck it. So I get back, of course it's the internet, and then yeah, that's it. So I did. I honestly didn't kick him, but I did graze his nose, and I scared the shit out of him. Thanks so much, Prima Foss.
Come on, Tommy, be real. You falcon punched that dog.
Oh, God, no. I felt fucking terrible. Terrible. Terrible dog never did that. Yeah, poor. Sorry, Rover. But the fact that the guy yelled at me, I don't even think he yelled at me for kicking.
Did he yell just
incoherently? He yelled incoherently in German. And
Bunty, I guess.
Bunty and JF shames me to be from Montreal. Hopefully Broski and I can make up for the damage to our reputation. I don't think it has anything to do with good old French Canada. And so I wish it was a kid, Amanda. I wish I read. So I did. I felt terrible because I had dogs growing up, and I kicked somebody. Somebody kicked my dog, I would have been.
Oh yeah, always would have a dog running around.
Yeah, I'd be like, what the fuck's your problem, man?
I would have been furious. So he starts yelling, but I don't think he was mad at me. I think he was mad at me because I was prevented because I went to go pet the dog, who retreated like a turtle.
He didn't.
Get out of my fucking way. You know, that was more. Yeah. And then I stood up and I look at these. They give you that. Women give you that evil woman look. They're like, that whole thing.
Yeah.
And there you go. That's
you fucked it up.
Yeah, I felt like I was like 11 and still like awkward. And it really was horrible. Guy in the bus. So when are you paying me for the vet bill? Yeah. So, all right, let's get into it.
Sounds like you had a great day, Tommy. Very eventful.
I won back-to-back in Apex with Xana.
Really?
Yes, I did. I won a back-to-back duos.
Well, based on the arcade gameplay, I found that difficult to believe. So.
Oh, that was no. I got a lot better since then. I've been killing it. I probably won 5 games since then. I've been killing it lately. Got a lot better. God, Jesus, with Doc, I went through like 6 guys to bail you out that one time, right? There's 2 teams.
What do you mean? I was holding the fort down. You were crawling in after you were wounded.
I literally took out 2 teams and got Doc. We still lost a match, but I took out like 2 teams.
It doesn't matter. We lost anyway. So
I did pretty good last night, but then I fucked it all up.
Hey, Big Man Warski in the chat. What's up?
Let's get into this video now. This video is
Hell yeah.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Nothing changed. Here we go. We got that feeds into the rumor too, I suppose. We got it does. It feeds into the rumor. No, well, I got news for you.
It's just a joke.
We got Bunty up there, and Nick put out his magnum opus of the Bunty King video, which I'm actually glad because I'm sick and fucking tired of hearing about Bunty King since the summer. I got to be honest with you. So Nick, it was like a little more than 6 months ago, put his Bunty King video, and slowly but surely, I got up to 80,000 views or something like that, like over time. It wasn't.
The video is the first. When you type Bunty King on Twitter or on Google, that's the first thing that shows up is that video.
Yeah, lucky him.
Yeah, that's why Bunty was so asking about it, because his friends, like his IRL friends, would look his name up, because Bunty would be like, "Yeah, I'm this big guy on the internet." They'd look his name up. The first thing you see is Nick's video.
You know,
it was great.
I want to feel sorry for him, but he was such a dickbag to me for like no reason.
He is so unlikable, and he's fake too, so it's just impossible. Like I was the same way. Like I joined like the Legion calls or whatever.
Yeah.
And every day it'd be like Nick just railing on this guy, and for after a while I was just like, you know what, this guy can't be that bad. And then I remembered all the reasons why he's just so unlikable. And I'm like, yeah.
You know, it's like Dead on Dave can back me up on this. Like I never called out Bunty King. He gave me 2 interviews. He showed up on time, which is a big thing with me. And I never had any issues with him. I wasn't aware of the Bloodsport stuff until I kind of got sucked in through the Joy Sparkle stuff. And I was completely unprepared for it because I didn't know what the fucking whole thing was about. I had known that Kraut had a server and he was accused of doxing people. And then I found out that wasn't exactly fucking true. There was more to it than that. Although, definitely Kraut had some blame. And other than that, I was completely sucked into this fucking, this shit show. But apparently Bunty had been a running joke in that area of YouTube for like some time before that. And that's because Medicare made a video on I'm a Cuck Let's Talk. I remember thinking when I got that in my feed, I bet he's going to regret that. I bet he's going to regret that one day. But he was so known for being able to deal with trolls, and he had this sort of the happy face on that I never thought for a minute that he wouldn't be able to pull through it. The only other thing was, and Dave can back me up with this. I remember we were having a conversation, and Dave was like, "That Bunty King, he's gonna be a big star. The guy's like electric." And I was like, "Yeah, he is. He definitely has got, a huge personality." Because him and Leon used to make a lot of videos, a lot of Twitter videos, and they were both killing it on Twitter for the longest time. And I just said, like, yeah, but like, what about like his trauma videos? Like, what do you think about like what he's saying? And Dave just kept on going on about his personality. And I was like, yeah, but what did he say? He's like, Tommy, it doesn't even matter. That guy's going places. Like, yeah, but I got to be honest with you, I don't think there's a lot of substance there. And I saw him play this video game one time where he went from My Sweet Goats to what we see now. And like, I saw a flash of it. And I mentioned that to him. But I never wished him ill or wish something bad would happen to him. He never did anything to me. You know, look, I have YouTube friends that are phonies. I have YouTube friends that I don't think are talented or that are really nice people, and I wish them the best. Yeah, I don't care how you make it. Like, however you make it. I got no issues with that. And I'm not really, if you're a friend of mine, I'm not really going to put you on the spot for some kind of talent review or something like that. Let the NCO jerk-offs do that in their little private faggy chats. But I just never, and then like a year later interviewing him and have him be so different and so into this anti-SJW thing, it just seems so unnatural. And then, you know, before this whole thing started, I forget, I sticking up for Steven Crowder and basically being told by him, who I followed, to shut the fuck up. Like, for no reason. Out of nowhere. Just like, shut up. Who the fuck are you to tell me to shut up? You know? I don't want to see Carla. I don't want to see either of them deplatformed. You know? And then I guess it's just like, wow, what a flip from the guy who argued with
well, none of these guys have any sort of, and that's what we've learned now.
Yeah,
back then we all like embrace these guys.
Yeah,
oh, these are, the skeptics or whatever.
These are the free speech guys.
A lot of these guys did not believe in what they were saying.
No.
They were grifters, and we just didn't see it at the time.
I remember like getting in trouble with that whole Medicare crowd and what have you. And I look at it a lot different. Like, I did see these guys as bastions of free speech. I even remember criticizing Tonka. I was like, guys like Chris Reagan and Mundane Matt, and these guys were on the ground battling this shit, and you're sitting there accusing. But I have to admit, they saw through it, and I didn't. I thought that. And
well, that's why blood sports blew up so quickly. It was this rapid change of pace, and people began to get tired of the act. People started to see these guys, that their viewpoints that they were sharing was proportional, and this is something that Nick said. It was proportional to who was being nice to them at the time.
No, you're absolutely right.
And what made profit too, because now being super lefty, that's what brings in the virtue points and the profit.
People change their worldview, their ideology. That happens.
That's true.
Yeah, I remember I interviewed this when I was doing hockey. This Canadian, his name was Harrison Mooney, and he said he was always pissing and moaning. Like, somebody would pull something he said about the Vancouver Canucks, like in 2011, and he's like, "You said this back then," and I'm like, "Yeah," and I kind of learned from that. I changed my mind. I'm not a hypocrite. I just changed my mind. I changed my, my view on the game. And I'm sure the same thing can happen in politics as well. But it never seemed natural with a lot of these guys. I had a guy tell me, and I'm not going to reveal who he is. He said I don't know if he knew Medicare or he knew Sargon, or he knew what was going on at the height of Gamergate, and supposedly, when Medicare kind of flipped, because Medicare got this whole thing kicked off on YouTube with Mundane Matt, pushing out the Mundane Matt story when Zoe Quinn struck him. And that was like kind of the beginning of the whole thing. And I heard that one of the reasons that Medicare sort of bailed was well, let's raise money for this and raise money for that, and then everybody's getting donations, and then how about we raise money for this new gaming rig? Wait a minute. You don't need a gaming rig to talk about. You might need like a new laptop. You might not a gaming rig. You don't need that. And that's what sort of got him out of it. That's what I was told when Medicare sort of flipped and went the direction that he went to. Right now he's watching the world burn with the virus. Nothing could be more entertaining than tens of thousands of Chinese dying. That couldn't even get him to comment on the Groyper situation. I mean,
he did a stream. Well, I mean, not the recent one, but he did do a stream back in October talking about the rise of Fuentes or whatever. But going back to something you'd mentioned about, people, you can change your views and be honest about it. But with these guys, it's not like they were introduced to a new worldview and slowly adapted to it and then talked about it like, hey guys, you knew me as the anti-SJW free speech guy. I've been turning away from that because of this. It's not like they laid out their points and their reasonings for switching. It's just guys on the right were mean to me, so now I want them deplatformed. It's just this rapid change that was not honest. It was not something where, oh, this guy is, evolved in his thought. I might not agree with it, but he's changed his mind genuinely. Yeah. Maybe they do genuinely believe that. Maybe they were always on the left. And we just never saw that.
Or maybe it was people further on the left are trying to shut me up. So then it became convenient to be an anti-SJW, because the whole anti-SJW YouTube movement, if there is such a thing, it was a collection of liberals, conservatives, and libertarians, and people that kind of had wings on both sides, you know. And that's why I just believe I got suckered. I believed in it too much. I thought these guys were. I remember having a conversation with Running Riot with over Ian Miles Chung on that whole situation. Like, I remember, like, yeah, I really got fooled by these guys, because I tell you something, the principles of Gamergate, I am still 100% behind them. To this, and I still think the far left poses a much greater threat to people than the far right. The far right are fucking Nick Fuentes. What the fuck? He's got a YouTube channel. Big deal. You know, the far left are in our universities, in our government, you know, and all over the streets of Portland, causing all sorts of havoc. I think.
Hey, the Gropers like me right now, so I'm not
complaining about that. I can't believe that Medicare didn't get involved in that. I'm shocked. He actually was silent. He's more into watching fucking Chinese guy die, I guess. I don't know.
He's done like 20 streams of this coronavirus. I mean, I don't.
He seems to enjoy it. He seems to enjoy
I mean, you know.
So
it's kind of funny if you look at it in a certain way.
let's yeah. I mean, yeah, it's bizarre. Let's watch Nick's video. He did a great job. And this is one of the worst offenders. And you know what? He wasn't even around during Gamergate, Bunty. He got on board, you know. He wasn't even around.
This guy's been all over the map. He started as a gamer, then commentator, then skeptic, then back to commentator, then gamer again. Like
I didn't know he pretended to be kind of a foreign Indian guy, which is kind of a funny act. Did you know about that? I had no idea that.
Dude, I looked up his first video ages ago. I didn't know that. I thought that was like a joke or something. Like he was
doing
how
he started,
pretending to be the Windows tech guy.
It was that's how he started, and that was actually pretty funny. I thought that was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, he could have played a whole character. He'd been like Ricky Berwick, but he's like Indian.
All right, here's the thing. I should have said this before. If you haven't seen Nick's video, I'm telling you right now, I don't even give a shit. Leave. First of all, you're not doing. You should give Nick the view #1. But you're not going to be able to.
Donate first before you leave.
No. Let's see. No, but you really shouldn't get this. This commentary is not going to be worth shit unless you understand the whole fucking film. And I call it a film because it's an hour and 20 minutes on this guy.
No, we all watched. Whoever was awake when this video came out watched it all immediately.
Really, highly encourage you to watch, because we're watching the last half, because the last 20 minutes is when it really becomes something. But you need the whole build to get the appreciation of it. So this is one of the weirder things about Bunty. He's like, the way he talks about sex, and Nick put a whole, which is bizarre. I mean, I think I'm pretty open about talking about sex, but Bunty takes it to a whole mega level. Here it is.
Okay, when I was 12, I was getting to this point where I was like, whoa, I feel things. I feel something in my pants.
I'm just the guy
It's so weird.
that gives a good fuck and eats good pussy. That's pretty much what I am. All right? I enjoy eating white pussy. In fact, I get more white pussy than I get any other kind of pussy. And the
Well, you live in Montreal. No shit. You live in North America. It's the law of averages, Bunty.
reason why that happens is because white women find me attractive. I know it's fucked up, right? Yeah, guess what? I'm the guy that gets white pussy. I'm the guy that makes white
I like
women
his
feel
text he has on the screen to clarify his
I want you to.
Yeah, I think that's to piss off the alt-right guys, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
it's white.
Yeah, that's to piss off the alt-right guys. You see, I was in the army, and there's so much interracial marriages that it has here. Like I remember he was talking about eating white pussy or banging white girls on my show. I mean, I don't care if he bangs white girls. It make a fucking lick of difference to me. But I guess that or he thinks that irritates people. I don't know.
Fucking piss on me. This is the one girl that could piss on me. Like, I would fucking let her pee on my dick any day.
The only reason why you know about the whole gay lover part is because you stood there in the fucking corner jerking off your tiny little dick while I boned Ricky in the ass.
But this is the first girl who, like, I've done, like, ass play with. Like, it was fucking great.
I'm a cock.
Now that's edgy as
fucking
fuck.
Eating her butt was amazing. It was just wonderful.
And I walk out just completely naked. Just completely naked towards my dad.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I like.
What? That wasn't fair. That was out of context.
That one. He left me off.
This is great because this is an early Kumite. Look, there's talking the failure.
Yeah, this is like 2017.
I would have loved to heard their responses.
First time I've ever done it, and they just.
He's talking about eating a girl's ass.
Struck down for having them in his video.
What's that?
I said, does this mean Nick's gonna get struck for having Tonka in his video?
Well,
you have one day, Nick.
Yeah.
This isn't a this is not a negotiation.
Yeah. We'll see in court.
Remember that the first time we did it, she was like, I was like, I want to eat your ass. Like she didn't ask me. I was like, no. Like I want to eat your ass. Like I've never wanted to do this. Like I'd let her fucking pee on me. I don't give a fuck, dude.
Aside from the uncomfortably weird sexual content, he was also a dick to his friends like Crownton T, Ricky Berwick, James Tempest, Young Crip. I've heard he even had a falling out with Ginger Heat and many others in the community who have commented on the situation. After Bunty and Ricky reached a point where they could put the beef behind them, I posted messages in support of Ricky because I knew that situation had bothered him a lot personally, and to my surprise, Bunty King responded, unprovoked, telling me to shut the fuck up, which still remains as one of my favorite moments in my brief internet career.
Then January this year happens, and then I had to.
We'll see. I haven't finished Dick's whole film yet, but I'm gonna go do that. I'll catch you in the replay. Yeah, maybe finally learn the kind of content. Yeah, Prima Floss, thanks so much for the donation.
Do it.
Yes.
Anybody else who wants to donate and get the fuck out of here, feel free. But no, definitely watch it.
Then there was that very public blowout that happened recently with Ricky, which we sorted, by the way. We sorted that in privately, which is how it should have been from in the very beginning. It should have been private. It should have been an absolutely private affair, because that's what it was. It was just a private disagreement, and there was a lot of miscommunication. Ricky came out with this video saying that I had used him and used
Redman Andy. Have you ever seen? Haven't seen you ever wish I didn't miss our date? Our anniversary is coming and do something special.
Well, that anniversary was last month.
Huh?
You know, you got me there for a moment.
Yeah, it was last month. You already missed it. Yeah, you missed it twice.
Other people for cloud fame, which is so weird. And I was like, it was the exact opposite of whatever was happening.
By this point of 2019, most of his socials were dead. My video had come out, and he would spend the next couple of months complaining about mischaracterizations on Twitter.
Reminder, if the bulk of your content involves calling people out by name and bringing up any perceived faults you believe them to have, yet you think that any hate they get from their audience is circumstantial, you're either an idiot or a rat. Own your platform, dickhead. Why do that when we can own you?
He also claimed there was some behind-the-scenes harassment of him, which if he's referring to me, well, they were never shown and never discussed further, because that's another lie as well. So what do you do when you've lost your reputation, your fans, your friends, and your voice? What does a YouTuber in his 30s do when he's lost everything? Well, you e-bag, of course. In this live stream, Bunty appears to briefly cry about having to remove some of the money from his donation fund to buy a gaming PC and use it for bills and groceries.
You don't like seeing me down? Well, I appreciate you not like seeing me down. Unfortunately, I am a little down. I'm definitely a little bit down. And for me to act like I'm like happy or everything's good, it would be just a lie. Anyway, so the last few months I've been
He's so real, isn't he?
He's so real,
exactly.
I've been, working on this PC goal, right? To get a brand new PC so that I can be ready for Cyberpunk. Like, I really want this PC to be ready for Cyberpunk, because when I play
it's okay, Bunty, they delayed it.
Yeah, it was more time. Get on Twitch, bitch!
Unfortunately, though, because I live on my own, which is a great thing. I live on my own now with Aaron, but I've run into quite a few financial engagements that I need to take care of, and one of those, happens to be bills. Lots of fucking bills, groceries, things like that. So I've had to dip into those funds for the PC to kind of take care of that, and it's been really embarrassing for me to have to even say that, because it's like I feel like I've cheated people. New donor goal for I don't want to do that. See, that's the other thing. I don't want to do that. I appreciate you.
Well, so do your
girlfriend.
girlfriend.
It's very sweet of you to say that, but like I don't want to like do a donor goal for bills. I don't want to like have to be like.
He really is a shell of what he was. It is fascinating to watch. And for anybody else, I would be like, oh God, leave him alone. But he's been such a dick to us. You know, we
Well,
talk
you've
about
seen Bunty
fucking.
over
We
the
talk
past
about.
years, yeah.
You know, it's one thing if he supported fucking Carlos Maza, but this third tells to shut up and, you know, and stuff like that is ridiculous. And now, you know, we're gonna get to the part where he's preemptively playing victim, like he was harassed. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody contacted his work. Nobody did anything like that.
All right, yo, guys, like, this is what I need to.
He goes on to explain how he would never crowdfund for bills or ask his fans to pay for bills, but just a few weeks later, Bunty requested $1,400 from his fans to fund his vacation to find a job in Gamescom at the last possible minute. The post reads as follows. To keep it simple, my good friend Lauren Carter expressed interest in me going, and I feel like Gamescom would be an excellent professional opportunity for me to deepen my...
By the way, little history on this. This was such a joke on Shot for the Point that Scrubby, the great supporter of Augie's show and my show that he is, sent me $1,000 to go to Gamescom. And here's the best part. This was no place to get a fucking job. This is simply a goddamn trade show. There was nobody to talk to, nobody this. And if you wanted to get in the indie game section, the most SJW'd up one of all, the most arrogant fucking one, the biggest dickheads on all the floors. All the guys that were in the big like AAA companies, super nice, super easy going. The guys that were in the indie games, complete dickbags. Total dickbags. And if I had to guess, it's that way in the States too. I guarantee it's not just Germany, considering not all the fucking companies were German anyway, right? So this was not the place to fucking give them your
well,
your
you had
resume.
to say that, you know, give people a reason to donate. By the way, it's funny you mentioned that you got the money. I also ran a stream and happened to collect about as much money as I need to go to Gamescom. I actually didn't go to Gamescom. I'm actually going to buy a car in a few months with that money.
Well,
so.
wow. Yeah, I went to Gamescom. Didn't he talk all that white pussy was eating
Yeah.
for money? I thought Canadians were generous. Yeah. All that white pussy costs money.
It's so funny how much money you can make when you don't e-bag. It's kind of surprising, actually.
Yeah. Nah, well.
Please pay my bills. I need groceries.
People want to donate to people that they connect with. They want you
Yeah.
to at least... you know what? I hate to say this. They don't give a shit if you're real, right? They want to think you're real. And Bunty has long, like, crushed that view of himself. Like whatever my faults or your faults are, you know, whatever mistakes we ever made online or stupid things we said, did, and what have you. Nobody is going to say, like, we're out here being phony. I mean, you barely even ask for donations and you get them. So if you are, like I said, you don't actually have to be a real person. There's plenty of fucking phonies that are worshipped. Jeremy the Quartering. I mean, he's one of many, but he has that connection. You can't have that connection and flip from new fucking thing to new fucking thing every week.
Yeah.
Or at least be stupid about it. I mean, you could do it like Alex did. Alex flipped, but he flipped from trend to trend. And slowly, like, he flipped from trend to trend. I mean, Alex is still doing the Alex act, you know. But Bunty, I mean, it was a personality change. People want a connection with the YouTuber. They want to believe they know you, whether you're doing a character or not. And Bunty was never... You believe this guy used to give me fucking advice? Oh, Tommy, if you just went to Facebook, you'd make a lot more money. I'm like, what? He really said that to me. Now look at him. Facebook.
Wow.
Yeah, he did. He said that to me. Watch the interview.
Connections with people I've built a rapport with online, as well as form new friendships within the gaming industry. It would also be a great way to meet my European
Here's how it would have went, Bunty. Are you going to buy this shit? Okay, have a nice day.
fans. I hear that
That's how
trends
Gamescom
are
was.
efficient and cheap. It would be real swell if we all...
When I went to the arcade 1-up thing, it's like, did you buy any of these? Yeah, I got like 4 or 5 of them. That's great. Have a nice day. That's what it would have went. There was no job to gain. None. There was no career there. It's a trade show.
There's a gaming convention that's near my place. They do it every year. It's like Retropalooza. Like Boogie goes there. I think like Billy Mitchell's there and all that stuff. I don't even know how you would even approach any people.
You
for
would
a
have
job.
to get.
It's
There
just
is a way to do it. You would have to get in a conversation and somehow slip it in. They're not looking for resumes. They're looking to sell their shit. Indie devs and their games are masterful works of art. Of course, they're uptight. Yeah, that's the way they acted. All the people from EA were cool. The people from Arcade 1-up were cool. All the corporate guys were fucking cool. The indie dev guys are the biggest douchebags there, hands down.
They also get screwed over constantly. I don't know why you'd want to be an indie dev and make money doing that. You know, if you want to make a game, that's one thing. But
because
making
they
that your
think that
living
they
is
like
just...
a lot of people like that
That's a lot of
starving
money,
artist
I guess,
image.
for a person of color.
What's up, Nibba Clan? Yeah.
Got the opportunity to meet on a given day. Because this is a last-minute thing and prices for
See, I
plane
wonder if he
tickets
knew
fluctuate,
there was
I'm
no way to
setting
get a
the
job.
current goal at $1,400.
He probably just said that to get donations.
Well, I believed him. When I went over there, I started realizing this is not the place to do that. I wonder if he knew that or not.
Long, but I don't think it'll change, as there are people IRL who
Thank
are
you,
willing
Shadowport.
to support me if I raise
Oh,
this
by the
amount.
way,
I
he
mean,
made about I believe like $100 of that goal.
for a
So
person of color.
Well,
out of 1,400,
he paid his internet
So-
bill and his lights. Boomer RFC.
incredibly fortunate for the communities that I've formed around me. I know this is short notice, but it would be cool if we could make this happen. But if people have donated money and I don't hit that goal, I would ideally like to apply the money towards bills and whatnot. However, if you'd like to take your money back because everything didn't go as planned, feel free to shoot me an email and give me any details I need in order to process a
That's a
refund
lot of money,
on my
I guess,
end.
for
That's
a
right.
person of
Any and
color.
all funds will go directly to bills if they couldn't reach the ridiculously high donation goal in a little over a week. Funny enough, after laughing my ass off at the situation for a while, I was able to raise that much money just debating the rewired soul on Augie RFC.
But that was the beginning of the end for me. I was like, I didn't really like the community.
I like how he
that
shows
was
all the
around
super
this
chats
stuff.
in my
They weren't
chat.
honest. They weren't down to communicate. They said they were down to communicate. They were, anytime I tweeted something out about being open and communicative and understanding people and trying to see both sides, everyone was like, yeah, Bunty, until it actually came to, like, you know, them disagreeing with me, at which point it was like,
because it's
a
bullshit,
complete blow
bud.
up.
Because it's bullshit. It's bullshit. I hope we dispel the myth right here about men being open with their feelings being some fucking thing of strength. He says something in this video that makes me fucking insane. I think I cut it out. He's like, you know, the real beta males are the ones that don't talk about their feelings. You know, when shit goes down, a guy like me, he's going to make moves. Get the fuck out of here. I have been around some of the fucking toughest, badass motherfuckers. From the infantry to special forces to the U.S. Army Rangers. Every one of them is uptight about their motherfucking feelings, and you couldn't stand in a room with any of them when it comes to balls, Bunty. I mean, this idea that we have to constantly spill our fucking guts to everybody. First of all, it doesn't work. Women say they want you to do it until you actually do it, and then you look pathetic. And that's exactly what you happen to create. You don't have to fucking reveal every part of your soul. Look at fucking goddamn Boogie. What good did it do him? What good did it do him? And now, I'm not saying guys have to be uptight. They never just talk about their feelings under any circumstances. But here's the thing. This is not the place for it. And if it is, it's sprinkles. I've talked about personal stuff, but it happens organically, and it's sprinkles, and it's not the fucking bulk of this content. Nobody wants to see a fucking broken man. It's nobody to learn from. Nobody.
I don't think going on stream and spilling your guts out over your bills and admitting that you're only making a living off of $300 on Twitch revenue for a year is really a good idea. I don't think anybody's going to look at that and be like, man, I feel terrible for this guy. Let me just donate on my life savings to really fix him. Like, nobody thinks like that.
It's fucking short term, too. People you get pity money. Pity money is fleeting.
Yeah, here's a couple of my shekels. I'll never see you again.
I'm gonna be right. You know why you see the same people donating every day, even if it's a fucking buck? Right? Because I'm giving them something. And same thing with you, Augie, or anybody else that does this live streaming thing. And we obviously are fucking sadomasochists and should be making videos like normal people to make money, but not us. we insist on streaming for our radio fantasy or whatever that might be. I don't know if it's a radio fantasy for me. I don't know what it is for you. But it's just no. They don't want that. They want a connection with the laugh, the person, the incident, the order. That's why you have repeat money coming in. It's a lack of phoniness. And the only other time you're going to make that money being phony is if you're really fucking ridiculously talented like Jack Films, where he plays a character. I don't say he's phony per se. Like really ridiculous talents. iDubbbz, Colossal's crazy.
See, I could be making videos living the scrubby dream, but instead I stream to a couple hundred people every night.
You hate yourself
in
and
the
you hate
hopes,
money.
In the hopes that they'll muster up enough money so I can pay my
You're
bills.
on your way to 10K. You really should be. I don't think I could have made 10K without baited. So you ought to be really fucking proud of what you're doing on your way to. You got.
I lucked out hard last year.
Yeah, I mean, you had some help and you knew some people, but you have no. It's so hard to fucking stream and get promoted. It's ridiculous. Look at the Nesion video. It's a complete. The Nesion video is a complete it didn't even pick up for a couple months. You know, it took like 2 months for that video to take off. It's a complete luck out.
Then 2018, September 2018.
You want to see phony? Try TV. Will Heron. That's right. That's what people don't get. That's why they come here. That's why the mainstream doesn't understand what's going on over here, because they have plenty of fucking phony in their life. They don't need to pay to see Bunty King. They can fucking turn him on channels 2 through 100 in that normie shit. Right on Will Heron. Right on Will Heron. They're coming here for something different. So you better fucking fake that you're real or be real.
Scene comes along, and then these fucking right-wing losers take that video from early 2017, and then they spin it and make it seem like it's part of the narrative today. And people, and here's the crazy thing.
No, they didn't. They thought it was pathetic because you were spilling your guts. They weren't spinning a narrative. They thought it was fucking funny and pathetic. And you got it in your head that this is somehow, by opening your fucking soul, that somehow that gives you sort of some sort of place of strength. It just made you look ridiculous. Because men aren't supposed to reveal themselves that way. You ain't the fucking first guy that got cheated on and took the girl back anyway. But every guy I know kept it to themselves. They certainly didn't go on social media. You're not the first guy that did that. I don't even think you're a cuck. I think you're a sucker. And you can't control your emotions. I think this whole thing about going on about your feelings somehow gives you some position of emotional strength. I don't think you can control your emotions, and that's why you went on like this. You have no control. You didn't realize what the damn, look, everybody has, especially when it comes to relationships, it's just not, the information isn't for everyone. Too much information. It's a turnoff. It's a turnoff to women. Guys fucking hate it. And you know what? It doesn't make a better person if you can make a jackass of yourself. And it's the main reason Boogie's having trouble today.
Beta!
This would actually really bit me. This would really bit me. What actually triggered me was the fact that people who thought they were smart, who had followed me after the summer of 2017, were like, oh, all of a sudden they were just like, oh wait, we don't like this guy anymore because the bigger talking head had something negative to say about me, which is the most bullshit thing.
Now wait a minute, hold on. This should reveal something right here, right?
Okay.
The fact, what he's saying right here is that all of his friends turned around him around the same time.
Yeah.
Now he's saying this as like, oh, everyone backstabbed me, but what this really shows is, what does it say about you when all of your friends, all of your connections you made on YouTube, all drifted away from you around the same time? What does that really say?
It could say two things. First of all, I agree with him to some extent. Yes, he probably pushed a lot of those people away slowly over time and then turned around. Well, they all left me. But there's another part to this. There's the shitty part to this. And he's right about this. As soon as a guy like Metter can put you on blast, right? You find out who your fucking friends are. You do. You find out who your fucking friends are.
Who were the friends that left him, though?
Who knows? You might be exaggerating. But no, if somebody puts you on blast, Augie, and they think they could gain off of you or make you look like a bad person, if I'm the guy that exposes Augie as a bad person, I make that video, I suck some of your fan base away. So they made him look ridiculous. Mediger made him look ridiculous. And when his fans found out about it, and that's what I think he's speaking in general. I think he's talking about fans, not just friends. They're like, oh man, I can't watch him the same way. Same reason I don't watch Germany as much as I used to. I found out who he was. He can't take getting his balls busted. So now I just like when he sits there and bitches about SJWs, I just can't take him seriously. And if I had a fucking million subs, he would have been finished. So that's what he's talking about. The bigger talking head said something, and that's stupid. That's terrible. Yeah, it's also reality, Bunty. If fucking iDubbbz does a video on me, I'm fucking finished. That's what this game is. If Mediger does a video on me, I'm probably gonna be if I don't handle it correctly. That's the whole fucking game. That's why YouTubers only make all these commentary community jerk-offs. Don't make videos on each other until it's really safe. You remember who took the risk? Nick, then Turkey Tom, then a million I Am Alex videos. Because that's how this fucking game works. So that's what I think he's talking about. I don't think he's talking about personal relationships. I think he's talking about the fans that used to see him as something different. And I tell you where I know it's true. The bandwagon effect, as soon as they got rid of the Social Blade plus and minus thing, as soon as they got rid of it, my subs started going up. I think it probably helped you too. They don't see if you're making 1 or 2 subs a day. They oh, you got a plus 100? Well, he must be doing great. So it's a bandwagoning effect, and unfortunately, that's just the way people are. And you can fucking piss and moan about how stupid it is. Or just deal with the fact that it's just a part of life. People suck sometimes. But no, he thought he had it. Bunty is a perfect example of somebody who thought they knew something, and they really didn't know a goddamn thing.
Could have possibly come up with.
But Bunty wasn't just e-begging, he was begging. He revealed that he saw getting a part-time job as a form of defeat, so he lived off $300 a month from Twitch and the salary of his girlfriend for about a year. It's funny you accuse me of using you to get a paycheck when you're clearly the one who needs the money. $300 a month on Twitch is your living wage? Jesus Christ, man. You invited me to Montreal? I'll invite you to New York. At least here you could qualify for unemployment. If I knew it was gonna be this bad, man, I would have donated you the revenue from the first video I made. Bunty
probably take it. Don't say that.
Rock bottom, and I'll save you the many job tweets, with the exception of this one, because it's probably too fucking awful not to mention. At one point, Bunty was so sure he was being hired, he tweeted out an entire success story to his followers, only to have to delete it entirely after not getting hired embarrassingly. In fact, according to Bunty's LinkedIn page...
Hold on, I'm gonna go back on this because I got turned down for a job at Crytek. We were talking about this today. I gotta pull it back an inch. Nah, 2 more. Let me run this again. I want to point out
with
something.
The exception of this one, because it's probably too fucking awful not to mention. At one point, Bunty was so sure he was being hired, he tweeted out an entire success story to his followers, only to have...
By the way, a few weeks ago, I shared some news regarding my potential employment in the games industry as a marketing strategist. I advanced through the three interviews, including 1 HR. But at the end of the day, they chose someone with more experience. No hard feelings. I wish them best. All right. Here's the thing. I had an interview at Crytek, and it's a series of events. It's not just one interview. It's like you make it, like if you go to one interview, you don't come back, then that's it. And you get, what happens is you do the interview, you get called. Now, I mean, it's okay if he didn't know that, right? Because I didn't know that either. That you get a call, then you get another, and then they don't call you back in 3 weeks. You're done. You're out of it. You're gonna know you have the job pretty quick. And it sucked because I had to go to like Frankfurt like 3 times. You know, I think I made it to like, you know, the final 4 or something like that. And ultimately, they went with a guy that was younger but had more experience than me. All right. So yeah, that's like, but that's the kind of that's kind of my point with this guy. Time to pay up, Nicholas Story. Where's my cut of the profits I needed? Aaron broke up with me and I'm homeless. So, but it also tells me this. He didn't, like he said, I'm getting a job because he doesn't know anything about the world. He doesn't know how it works. Now, it's okay not to know that, like how the games industry works. And I'm actually guessing whatever he applied to had a similar type of system, but industries tend to do have, you know, similarities through company. He didn't even know that there was a possibility he didn't get the job. This is nobody to listen to. He knows nothing. No person in their fucking right mind would have.
How old is he?
He's 30-something.
Huh.
Like I didn't know it worked that way, but I didn't go on fucking Twitter and tell everybody I got the fucking job. I didn't get the job, and boy did it suck. It sucked because the money was amazing. Crytek treats their game testers like gods compared to the rest of the industry. So look, it really still would have. There would have been no baited, no nothing. Well, at least not with me. It would have changed my life. I think about it all the time. It was a real turning point, and it sucks. But God, the only person I told was my wife. At the time,
you didn't fire up a live stream and cry about it to your 10 hockey fans?
I think I mentioned it, but I mentioned that I was being interviewed, but I didn't say I got the job.
Well,
and then,
there's mentioning it, but you didn't fire it up and like, guys, I need help.
No.
I was denied
nah,
my
I just
job.
said, nah, I didn't get it. I just said I didn't get the job. I think I did mention it during the hockey days. Who's more godly?
Yeah, but you
GG
weren't
Allard
like
or
on
Maverick?
your hands and knees begging for donations from the Streamlabs. You weren't.
The
That's how
corona.
you do it nowadays, Tom. You don't know. That's what real alpha males do.
Yes.
They're open about they're open about their emotions on stream.
He's 30 years old. He doesn't know shit. He's like a perpetual college student.
Have to delete it entirely after not getting hired, embarrassingly. In fact, according to Bunty's LinkedIn page, he's back working at Apple part-time, which is
By the way, Frenchie, the coronavirus is God.
hilarious to me because he's probably not even fit for the Genius Bar. Haha, get it? Genius Bar. But speaking of his LinkedIn, that's entirely a different animal, and it reads as follows. Passionate
Apple's
about
not
the
a
video
bad
game
job, though,
industry.
right?
I spend my
Depends on where you work.
If you're working in a retail store,
It's
it's kind of
just-
shit.
it's just
It's probably
retail.
what he's doing.
It's just retail. Yeah.
my
Probably
time
working in
for
a store,
seeing
like a
trends
mall.
and anticipating marketing retention strategies for big game releases. Add me to your team if you want to understand what gamers are like, what gamers want, and how to make a product that's gonna hit the market with a bang. I'm a strategic and imaginative professional that excels in working with teams poised for their next level of growth. The work I love to do circles around audience building, social strategy, community management, and
For anybody that has a real job, any adults in here, everybody knows this is a draft. This is not something you would submit. This is something that I would write and I would send to my dad, who had fucking almost 50 years in the corporate world, to correct. Or other people that are in the business. This was a draft. GameStop is hiring. Big, yeah. Well, no, not anymore. But this sounds like something you'd write for the GameStop.
Exactly.
This is not for a corporate.
Tommy,
this is not for a corporate position. You know?
He's qualified because if you read at the bottom, it says he can also fix your computer.
conflict resolution. All of these have been utilized to propel my online
that's the first thing I would remove.
presence to where it is now. And
What computer? What computer? How do you fix it, Baba? What? Like I can hear my
Well,
dad.
yeah, that's what I was wondering. It's like
I can hear
it's
my dad
it's
yelling
three
at
words.
me because it does. It sounds like I'm applying to my job when I'm 17, and my dad's looking at the resume like, "You're doing this wrong. You're doing that." I can hear him in my head because this is something I would have wrote when I was 18. And with bad grammar.
How can you benefit our
can
company in any way?
I can fix your
see
computer.
like
Sweet
all
pretty
like
well.
yeah, I can see all like the red marks and stuff he'd be writing on this. I print it out and show it to him. He'd be like, scratch this out, you know, write this here, you know.
core, my true passion, bringing value to the communities that I care about. I'm really good at playing and analyzing video games, writing marketable content for digital media, video editing, evaluating.
He's not good at playing video games. Who's he kidding?
Trends and
Hey, give your balls a tug, you tit fucker.
Yeah, I mean, how is he any better than me? Probably not. He's probably just as bad. You know, video games are something that everybody thinks they do really well, and almost nobody plays video games well. You know who's good at video games? Shroud. Ninja. That's who's good at video games. You're not. Everybody.
Why would you ever, in your professional
say you're good at playing video games?
LinkedIn profile?
Well,
yeah.
it's you would, like, if I was going for a job at one of the biggest mistakes I made going for Crytek, they told me not to wear a suit, and I did. It was a big mistake, right? So if you're going for a job like that, and let's say I had 200 people following me and per stream on H1Z1, and you're going for a job like Crytek, I would put that in there. I hold 200 people on Twitch. I'm proficient, you know, because if you're holding 200 people on Twitch, you're pretty good at the fucking game, right? So if I was going for a position like that,
9.
it was more exactly. If it was 9, it wouldn't even bother. But if I had like a decent amount of people and I was going for a job, it's like, by the way, I'm very proficient at this game. I participate in blah 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 blah. If I was going for a job in the games industry, I would do that. But for a management position, fuck no.
Baba Boo in the
I have
chat
a
points
knack
out something. He left a lot of credentials out, like his proficiency for eating ass and getting white pussy. I think he should have put that in there. Honestly, if he had put that in there, it wouldn't even be worse than it is now. He might as well. I mean, why not? Just throw that in the draft. Yeah, I'm good at eating ass. Hire me, please.
You know, it's fun. Verse looks at fucking resumes all day, and I'm sure he's one of those guys that just laughs at them. You know, and I'm looking at it's like because that's what they do. They take resumes. My father used to do it. Like they used to pass around bad resumes, and everybody would just laugh at them in the fucking company. Guaranteed.
Yeah,
I'm guaranteed. This is probably hung up on somebody's fucking some manager in some companies. Yeah, fix your computer.
Or crafting story.
Or would it be funny? Like Bunty's kid goes to school, and they give an example. Like how not to write a resume and this fucking thing's
in dead.
And
I could totally see this in like some like school program, like examples of a bad one.
Yeah, also I
Listen, if you're citing your skills on social media as the reason why your online presence is where it is now, bro, your social media is dead. I don't think you're excellent at any of the things that you just listed. Also, if your job
amazing. And notice he didn't say like I can fix your computer. Like I have a CCNA. I have I have something like some kind of degree to back this up. You know, I worked on this machine. That's what I would do. I'd list every machine I worked on in the Army, which is probably all obsolete now.
Resume says
it's like in reality, it's just WikiHow.
Yeah. I'm really good at computers. Like that's literally that's this entire all four of these paragraphs is I'm really good at computers.
I'm really good at computers as well. Like the other week, I was doing a stream and I accidentally spilled a bunch of soda in my computer, and now I know not to do that anymore.
Yeah,
so
I know.
I'm
really good at computers.
I'm learning.
I'm good at computers. Yeah. I'm just super awesome. The resume.
Playing video games, you're probably
I'm super awesome resume microphone.
Fucked for the rest of your life. Like that's just a general rule of thumb. That's a general rule of life. Then after months of taking pot shots at detractors, similar to what you'd find in other Lolcow creators like DSP
Hold on, pause it really quick.
Redemption,
Bunty.
Amanda T, excuse me, I blew my Sega Genesis cartridge when I was a kid. I'm an expert.
Yeah! Nintendo. Hold on a second. I'm frying. Why is it so hot in this fucking place? God damn. I am that hot. Holy shit. I'm getting so worked up over this shit. God.
Just outright deleted his Twitter
Tommy's
entirely.
fuming
He
right now.
left the website that made him famous, and that's probably the.
I don't like the way he talked to me. I don't like the way he talked to my friends. He asked for this. He asked. I never said a bad word about him in public. In fact, the only thing privately I ever said is like that guy rubs me the wrong way.
Moment where if he hadn't
Tommy,
died
we're being a
before,
dead
the
horse
Bunty
for
King
bullying him.
character truly died that
Yeah.
day. But that wasn't it for Bunty. Oh no, he actually spent time on his podcast taking shots at his new girlfriend who had apparently recently broken things
Why
off
would you
with him.
talk about this publicly on your own show?
Idiot. Get good podcast.
Seriously, how? Who thought this was a good idea?
Because everybody's being mean to him. He's a narcissist.
Yeah.
Like I did not
It's a
expect
Spotify exclusive, guys.
Who airs out their girlfriend on their own live show?
Narcissists.
That doesn't even.
People that think the world revolves around them. And I know that's kind of like a cliche thing, but there are people out there, especially women.
to start the way that it did. All right, I didn't expect a lot of things in my life to happen the way that it did. So I've been spending a lot of time thinking about what I really want out of life and what I need. And I realized that what I need, and possibly what everyone needs, is stability. Because I don't think you can truly, really.
This is an audio diary.
You can't be stable without stability. It's difficult. I agree, Bunty. This wouldn't even qualify as a 17-year-old's resume, even though they would be able to identify your own market value for playing video games with minimal competences. It's 0. Yeah, you're right.
Put yourself out there unless you're stable.
It's all
relationships that I invested in so passionately kind of fell apart because, the investment was one way. There's people I spent the good part of the last year investing in and falling in love in and falling in love with and there's people that are just no longer around, and so it's really kind of put me in a position where I'm just like, well, if they weren't around.
How he could be upset with someone who let him play video games and play dress-up YouTuber for an entire year is beyond me. It also clearly shows he hasn't learned a single fucking thing since he created the
Yeah, no, I would have kissed her ass.
I'm a cuck, let's talk video. video. Leave your fucking relationships offline. Jesus Christ, you're not 50 Cent. You don't need to sneak diss your ex-girlfriend and ginger heat in a live stream. I'd also be robbing my viewers if I didn't take the time to show them Bunty's most recent Facebook post.
Yeah, all the rumors we heard is Bunty chased everybody away recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I had originally wrote a long post about how I wanted to navigate all my relationships going forward, how I feel like we've digitized our identities and put more value into how we're perceived.
Let's talk about somebody writing about themselves.
Instead of taking the time to build intentional, meaningful relationships and present ourselves as we are, and how I really won't be making any time for any people that make me feel anything short of amazing. But I think I'll just leave it at thanks for the birthday wishes.
You know what? Every question I've asked makes sense
Bunty.
now.
Hold on. I have to hear Kraut's voice. Hang on. This is great. Pretentious garbage, exactly.
I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I hope all is well.
Hey, Bunty. I know we haven't spoken in a long time, but I wanted to say happy birthday, man.
Gobble gobble, Turkey Tom!
You what? You what?
Happy birthday, Bunty King. You're my favorite person.
No, this isn't fake. This is how he responded to his friends wishing him a happy birthday. Because it's totally normal when friends reach out going, oh yeah, hey man, just happy birthday. I know we haven't hung out for a while. And then you respond with, I will settle for no less than people who make me feel amazing. You're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus fucking Christ, man. This dude has transformed into a fucking android. He's completely lost touch with reality.
Sounds like people got to settle for you. They got to put up with you. Like, you have no faults. You know,
This is embarrassing.
There's nothing about you that's annoying. I mean, I know there's things about my personality that fucking drive my wife berserk, and probably Augie. And I guarantee if you took each one of these jerk offs aside, Augie included, and I'm sure each one I would do something to irritate each one of them. Some were this. Yeah. Why you are not because
not on fire because he's roast.
Oh jeez.
No, this is how it goes. Okay, Bunty invites all of his friends over for dinner. Right, everybody gathers around the table. They start to get the food ready, and then Bunty stands up in the middle of the table and starts levitating over everybody. That's how he pictures it.
Yeah, it's clear. I'm not going to settle for anybody that makes me.
The third eye opens up. You see the big aura around him. He's just
big swami. I mean, geez, you're supposed to work for other people and gain their trust, and like develop a relationship with them. It's not them to come to you. You have to learn how to manage relationships. Yeah, and there's some people you got to kind of like say, hey, you know, fuck off to. But God, if it's absolutely everybody on YouTube, you know, they like, you know, crowd kind of turned it around. I don't know if you all noticed. Turkey Tom's a pretty powerful YouTuber. Fucking I mean, like, all right, Tom's got some faults, but he's basically a good guy. Tro's a good fucking guy. Kraut's as loyal as they fucking get. Like, all these guys, they're like, fuck you. Like, all right, maybe Kraut's a dick. And ain't all three of them. Something's wrong with you. It's you. You're the problem.
Well, yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. He's talking about all these people, like, all the time. These people keep turning on him. At some point, like, is it like the whole world's against me, or am I, like, the one who's the problem here?
Yeah. Somebody, yeah. I never turned, even when I found out about all fucking what Mediger did, I never called him out. I never made fun of him. I felt bad for him. Every person I look at that just repulses everyone around them. It's crazy. I noticed that usually it's something about them that's causing this to consistently happen over and over again. It's you. It's you, motherfucker.
It's weird how it works out like that.
I guess for a person of color.
Bunty King levitates. And the Halo 3 theme plays. Exactly. Maybe don't have that one. Oh. He probably like
you peasants.
He opens his, that's exactly. Very good tweet.
It's clear, at least to me, that he's become such a fractured man. I just hope other aspiring YouTubers
We're watching this to the end, by the way.
watch this and realize it doesn't have to go this way. You don't have to sit on Facebook and write essays showing everyone how much you're still bitter about losing your E-fame. No one sees a constant rise forever, and eventually your time in the spotlight will run out, and that's what happened to Bunty really fast and really hard. I think the best note to end off with is exactly where we started.
Gobble gobble, Turkey Tom. Hey,
My favorite.
I checked out your timeline. It seems like you feel like quitting when people with low quality content or low effort content get more views than you. So how about you do yourself and everybody else a favor and just fucking quit you.
By the way, I agreed with it at the time. I thought this is totally legitimate criticism of Tom and he's fucking crying like a baby, right? But Tom handled the criticism. If you remember, I was the one that hit him up with it in an interview on this program. What about you? It's decent criticism. You don't like it? Fucking get out. What about you? Bunty, what did you do?
YouTube already. How about that, huh? Because I can guarantee you that that won't be the first time you see low effort content get more views than you. It happens all the fucking time. So worrying about other people's content and how much effort they put into it is absolutely stupid. The best thing that you can do is put more effort into yours and then grow your fucking brand or where the fuck you're trying to do. All right, buddy? Take it easy.
This video is a perfect encapsulation of Bunty King. When it
That's who he really is. That's who Bunty really is. That's that guy.
That's his real face.
That's who he is. That's the guy he is. He's angry. He's like me. He's fucking angry. And the thing is, when I fucking tell a kid to go fucking overdose in front of his family, nobody fucking bats an eye.
Except for Funnies, he's actually shocked, Tom. He's disappointed.
Oh, fuck it. I hope he walks in and his dog dies. I mean, fuck him. I really. I hope your whole family gets the coronavirus. I mean, I can say that because I'm not running around like Unfunniest and telling people I'm a good person and I'm some kind of person to emulate. No, I'm just here to entertain you. And hopefully you fucking pay me. And I don't pretend that that's not a part of the fucking equation. Hopefully. If I'm not, I'm gone.
Just like Bunty.
What? Yeah. So whenever like Unfunniest or Cobra or any of these fucking jackasses go at me, they hear from my fans. Because they know, and this is what Bunty couldn't figure out, no matter what horrible thing I may say or not say, maybe even offends them, at least I'm not a big phony like Unfunniest or Cobra. That's it. That's why I keep winning. That's why I'm still around. That's why nothing happened. Yeah. There you go. And Bunty didn't realize that. Bunty's, my sweet goats, my good friends, and positive feelings. And Turkey Tom, why don't you quit, you fucking jerk off? That's who he really is. And that would have been fine if that's who he always was.
first came out, it was funny, but a true criticism that might have seemed too harsh, but it was a form of tough love.
The whole point of that video was to open dialogue, all right?
But today when we watch it, it's clear Bunty unlearned all of these lessons, and ironically enough, he tells Tom to not go worry about other people's content when he's gone on similar rants discounting me for my drama content. There's nothing of value to offer anyone. Hey guys, Future Nick
What a
here.
pretentious thing to say. There's nothing of value to offer to anyone with your
probably
content.
right. But what's
What's
who
a
cares?
YouTube video? I mean,
Yeah, so like, what do you think? What is this supposed to be? You know, him and Nerd City should go fucking bowling. I swear to God. Like what are we doing here? It's for shits and giggles, laughs, goofing on people. That's right, goofing on people. Criticism. It doesn't mean anything at the end of the fucking day. It's not going to cure the coronavirus. It's just a YouTube video.
Fuck.
That's it. And you know what? Maybe it shouldn't be more than that. Maybe that should be it. Maybe it should be exactly what it appears to be. I don't know. Go fishing or some shit. This is shocking, to say the least, this part.
It's a shame. Video and Bunty had another meltdown. I guess he realized what was coming. During my research, I came across a post on his Patreon that indicated why he was taking his videos down. In an effort to try to fact check my material, I donated to his Patreon to unlock the tier, and I saw that my explanations were satisfactory. After Bunty saw that I had donated him $5, he decided to not only send me back my money, but also false flag my Patreon account for bullying and harassment.
And I want to keep in mind, I want to keep in mind that he didn't say a thing. It was just a matter of fact checking. Because you get one thing wrong, they said, oh, the whole thing's wrong because you got one thing wrong. And then if you get it right, it's like you're obsessed. It's those fans who, what the hell did he say? I missed that.
Those fans who were in the betting pool to see who would make the video first, Nick, Willie Mack, and Lord Vega. It's time to pay up. You know who you are. There was a bet going to see who was going to upload first. Was it going to be Nick, Vega, or Willie?
Oh, Nick won. I would have put my money.
Technically,
how come I wasn't in
I don't know.
Bet?
Well, Vega technically kind of. It was a tie kind of because Vega's video came out.
So bullying and harassment when Nick did not a thing. Not a fucking thing.
He pledged.
He pledged. He gave you money. And what's wrong with fucking Patreon? Don't you have to show example of bullying and harassment?
Let me be clear. I made no effort to contact Bunty, not through comments, not through DMs. I made no effort to threaten Bunty in any way. I didn't violate their terms of service, and Bunty still decided to false flag my account. On top of that, Annand took to his Facebook page to make a lengthy post about how he believes me making this critical video of him, a public figure mind you, apparently classifies as targeted harassment.
Of course.
Somebody who looks you up across social media websites is somebody who's conducting research, Bunty. My arguments have been constructed by things that you have said and done. Nothing here is a narrative I've created. In fact, many of my points are directly quoting you. You claim that you haven't attempted to engage with me. However, you've been complaining about my video, subtweeting me since September. It's just a nice point to remember that this guy used to criticize others for a living and troll the shit out of people. He literally has made videos shit-talking people on podcasts too, similar to what I'm doing right now. This guy was one of the top Twitter reply guys in the community, and now he's screaming targeted harassment about a video that spends 15 minutes explaining why he succeeded and taking a look at some of the positives to be fair and objective. If he didn't want to be in the spotlight, he should have probably became the Burger King.
Should have quit. Gobble gobble, Bunty King. Quit. You fucking bitch. Coward.
And continued
He did
writing
quit. He does video games now.
Yeah.
Food pieces for BuzzFeed. His friends are recommending that he files a cease and desist on me to prevent this video from coming out. Joke's on them. I don't think the Apple Store Genius Bar pays enough to launch a Canada to US lawsuit. Oh,
gobble gobble, Turkey Tom.
What's that? The Jeff Holiday? Apparently Jeff takes a holiday from free speech. He also mentioned in his response that right-wing dickheads started the hate wave, and that went way beyond trolling.
Is that what we are, right-wing dickheads? I mean, I consider myself on the right. I guess you do too. But I don't think for lack of a better word, we're not united by our politics.
I think they're talking about the kill stream people in Medicare here. I don't know if they're referring to us,
I think
but
they're
I can't
referring
tell.
to us. I think they're referring to us. Oh, I am. And Nick's probably, well, he's probably the least political. You're more political than me, I think. Am I?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
I think you're slightly right of me politically.
Yeah,
Maybe
definitely.
Core Master, $5. Thanks so much, Core Master. Yeah, I think you're. Well, no, maybe I'm more political than you, but I think you're slightly right of me.
Yeah, but all of us do like YouTube shows like this. I think like what they're talking about. I can't tell like what's the date of this post because I think they're talking about Killstream and Medicare people.
I think they're talking.
I don't know if they're talking about us.
I think they're talking about us.
But yeah.
What the fuck? The Killstream. They're all. But they're. How can they be talking about us? That whole fucking Medicare crowd. You know, they're done with him.
Well, we're just all part of that. Apparently, we're all just thrown in the
I'm not part of Medicare. Medicare hates my fucking guts. I wished him dead. I said he was gonna. I mean, what the fuck? He made fun of me in a fucking video, and I wished him dead. There's no love lost there.
Well, I was on the Killstream.
You're all right-wing
shit talk
lunatic.
Tonka, so obviously I'm just thrown in that crew.
Well,
might as well.
Wasn't Destiny on this kill stream? Is that making him a right wing wacko? Did Destiny go on the kill stream once?
Again, these guys have no like principles, no morals. They don't believe in anything. They believe in what pays the bills and what keeps their egos in check. What happened to Bunty King is he had a clash of the grift and his own ego. He couldn't handle it.
Augie's right-wing Catholic, sexist, racist, closet furry, lesbian. We all know it.
All right, some of that shit ain't true.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Some of that shit ain't
Figure
true.
out which is which.
He's definitely not a lesbian.
Yeah, what does that even mean? What the?
It doesn't mean
How did
anything.
you get that?
He's just joking.
And yet you were okay with distributing Coach Red Pill's docs?
Uh-oh.
Lastly, this video doesn't exist to make you
Damn.
feel bad about yourself. Your life choices have led to you feeling bad about yourself. The overwhelming feeling that your internet career has ended and it will never be the same is the reason why you feel bad about yourself. I make YouTube videos. They are not designed to damage you on a personal level or be anything more than online entertainment. No matter how hard you flag this video, even if it gets taken down, it's not bullying and harassment, and you just look like a pussy. So that got pretty deep for a moment, and I'd like to lighten the mood before our summary for this video. Here's the clip I found that I initially was not going to include in the video. However, now that he's decided to flag my Patreon, I'm happy to include it. This is the same Bunty King who defended YouTube demonetizing and terminating right.
Real quick on the Jeff Holiday thing. I like Jeff. Jeff has been helpful for me in a past video. I have no issues with him whatsoever. But I want to think that Jeff didn't know the whole story. I want to think that Jeff thought this video was going to be, oh, look how ugly
He probably didn't, to be fair to him.
He probably didn't know that. I like to think
The way that Bunty King worded this, he made it sound like completely
that's how I'm
horrible.
giving Jeff the benefit of the doubt. We're not making fun of his beard or his race or anything. We're making fun of his fucking his actions. So, and his hypocrisies and some of the things that he said. You know, and he's always said that Nick's video was full of shit. Never went a point counterpoint on anything. So I like to think that, you know, maybe Jeff was sticking up for his friend. Like everybody sticks up for their. If you told me something, I wouldn't investigate it. I would take your word for it. But you know, he's been a dick to everybody. Just ask around, and he'll probably be a dick if you don't make him feel absolutely amazing. Jeff, you're gonna be out of luck too. But my experience with Jeff, I have no problems. I do think he's a bit of a left-wing nut. I'm sure he thinks I'm a right-wing nut. But my personal experience with Jeff is fine. I think you should look into this because I don't care how long this video is. It's fair.
Wing creators over the
I don't think
Vox
Jeff has too many nice
when the
things to
word
write about me if he
queer
remembers
was
me.
used
But to be
by
fair,
That
that might be fair. I'm just being real
No,
here.
I don't. Actually, I agree with Jeff on that one. You know,
Yeah.
oh, you feel bad about that now?
A
the
little
thing
bit. I'll
with-
be honest with you.
Okay, fair
I've
enough.
thought about it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I thought you were kind of. I don't know.
At least you can admit it.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him in that one, and because he admitted it. He's like, yes, it does look like that, and that's obviously not what I was trying to do. You know, and he was like out front.
I want to clarify. I've only made jokes, and when I made those jokes, and people were like, "Oh, this must be proof he's." I was like, "Whoa! Wait a minute! We're just joking around
Just
here."
the thing, Jeff has a tattoo on his arm that's supposed to be some. It's like a reference to some science or. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's gonna sound like a real idiot.
It's like some math thing or something.
It's a
I don't
math
know.
thing, like I don't know, to the third power or to squared. Dirty. This is dirty money. How dare I report you to YouTube? Hello. And it mildly resembles something the ADL says is a pedophilia symbol. I think it is. You know, I mean, it's a bit of a fucking stretch.
That's a lot of money, I
to be
guess,
honest
for
with you.
a person of
And
color.
I guess Augie got into it with him, and Augie pulled that card as a joke. He didn't mean it literally, but Jeff got pissed off, and he had every right to get pissed off.
I do think some of the ways I worded that might have been a little, but looking back, probably wouldn't do that again.
Yeah, well, he walked away from it, and he does feel bad about it. I guess he got it removed or trying to get it removed. Yeah, well, you were wrong on that one.
I think he got it removed.
Yeah, did he? That's.
I think so.
I mean, that's the thing. Like you, like the number one is fucking from the KKK, according to some of these lists. Yep. Here's what's racist: the number 1, the number 2, the number 5. Like what the fuck? I mean, you could do that with it. Well, here's what's pedophilic. You know, a coffee cup. You know, I mean, a pen. I mean, these things get ridiculous.
A wonk.
I remember I was watching a Wes Anderson movie. It was such a good movie. So fucking good. But at one point, Adrian Brody's character gets up, looks at Ralph Fiennes, and he says, "Who? That faggot?" And I died of laughter. I roar with laughter.
Oh,
Everyone else
Bunty,
is
dropping
dead
gamer words.
silent.
Gamer words.
They don't think that's funny at all.
I'm gonna start saying gamer words. I know that's what young people say. I'm gonna say. I love that gamer words.
I thought it was hilarious because it was like the guy was just full blown, just called someone a faggot.
Subscribe to Lord Vega.
It was my favorite.
Exactly.
Scene. It was one of my favorite scenes. The guy was like straight up got and out of nowhere called him a faggot. It's like, what the, it's like, what the fuck?
This isn't some kind of gotcha moment because Bunty's used a gamer word or two in his career. The reason I'm talking about this is because it's literally the reason the skeptic community became so hated on YouTube. There are so many political creators who will just jump into situations they couldn't give a shit about just because it's a profitable avenue. Guys like Ian Miles Chung have played far left SJW, centrist, and far right because there's money in having almost seasonal opinions. Some of these guys are so soft, their political ideology is directly—
And I want to point out, you can't say that about me with that last Onision video I made. So anybody that doesn't think I'm a person of principle, fuck off. I'm not getting the check this month I got last.
proportional
I heard
with who's being nice to them.
Some people said you've never made a controversial statement before. Some people from the tribe, I hear.
Oh, get out!
I don't know about that one.
Are you brain dead?
No, never.
You never said anything controversial.
I never said anything controversial. Oh, how about the one that I went too far with? Like, I hope that fucking kid dies of an overdose. Never. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Augie, wasn't that the one where he said I went too far? I guess that was. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
People tell me things. I'm the messenger here. I don't know.
Given time, it's become less about what is—
You couldn't pay me to tune into
Doug,
that.
never. You are a Doug, I want to lecture you. You have no principles. I would have milked Onision till the wheels fall off. Yeah, and then I would have ended up like all those skeptics. What would you rather me be, Doug? Doug's always like, sell the fuck out, Tommy. Do it. You know, he's the one that said, like, you know what?
Wait.
No, Doug said this to me. I think you won the argument against Nerd City, but you lost a friend who's very powerful and is clearly moving up.
I've never seen somebody in the chat argue for the YouTuber to be more dishonest.
Yeah, I would have milked that Onision till the wheels fell off. Well, you know what? I took the wheels off myself.
Tommy, I wish you were fake as hell so you could get so much more money.
I wish you were fake as hell so I could bandwagon with everybody else and say, yeah, I was there when he had 40,000 subs.
I've never. I know Doug's from my chat too. So
I like Doug. He's fucking honest. Doug is not going to lie to you. He's going to tell you how he feels. And I am proud to have Doug as a fan. I don't agree with him, and he has no principles. But who's got honesty like that? Nobody I know, especially in YouTube. So I got no issues with Doug.
I think it's funny, yeah.
It's funny too, you know? It's really funny.
He truly believe, and more about who's been nice to him lately. That's why so many of these former or remaining active skeptics seem so different than the content they published in the recent past. Content that was lucrative in 2016 isn't what's going to pay the bills in 2019. Not everyone was like this, however, there was a large amount of apolitical grifters who spent their time collecting from PayPig fans who didn't realize the facade.
Allahu Akbar!
To summarize, so Bunty King was excellent in
This might be the cruelest fucking thing, and it's well deserved that I have ever seen in a YouTube exposed
until
video.
It came out that he couldn't.
Let's just
Bunty's laugh
take
was
this all in.
contagious, and he was always the guy who was able to take a joke off the chin until people found out that was fabricated too. Bunty claimed he'd never beg for money to pay his bills until he did that too. Bunty claimed he was trying to open a dialogue until we found out behind the scenes Bunty wasn't doing that either. Bunty made drama content for years, and now he says that people who make drama content have nothing to offer the world. Bunty boasted about his numbers and his great smart fan base until he got tired of them and told them to unfollow. So if Bunty had none of those characteristics, what did he have?
Shut up! Shut the fuck up! I got a nice face. Get out of here. It's the one thing I got. Leave me alone.
Bunty was a grifter who went where the money and success was. He was a social climber who would dump all of his friends in a heartbeat. And he was a scumbag who not only sucked money out of his girlfriend, but he tried to get his fan base to give him the trip to go to a gaming convention in the hopes that he could find a job in the journalism community that already blacklisted him years ago. Annand Virk claimed his Bunty King character wasn't a character until the moment he stopped using the name Bunty King and made it perfectly clear this wasn't the truth either. And that's why we gather together today, to remember Bunty King, to remember Annand Virk. When we look back at Bunty, odds are we won't remember a lot of the good. What we will remember is mostly the bad. Annand hasn't given us any reason to respect him after all of this time. He's basically become a caricature of himself, and he's shown to be the very type of person that Bunty King would have bashed back in 2017. People change, and that's true, but this was always who Bunty was. And for that reason, we gather here today in February of 2020 2020 to remember how the Bunty King channel.
I want to point out this guy was on No Jumper, The Rubin Report, Sargon of Akkad. He had the keys. He had the keys to all of it. To all of it. And he absolutely blew it. And look, people blow stuff. People fuck shit up. You know, whatever. But this wasn't just a matter of just fucking it up. It was a matter of the wrong guy getting chosen because people thought he was something he wasn't. And now there is literally nothing left. The final act of this story is really, I mean, it's going to look a lot like Wings of Redemptions. Bunty, quit. I've never said that to another YouTuber. Just fucking get out and quit.
Channel died. At least we can find solace in the fact that despite his numerous shortcomings, he was still more successful than his friend DeOrio Anthony. This is the end of a Lolcow, Bunty King.
Well, it's a dumpster fire because it's loaded with people who fashion themselves to be intellectuals, but really they're not intellectuals. They're just a bunch of fucking assholes with a webcam and a mic, and it's so fucking annoying. It's so fucking annoying to see these people talk. They just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, but they never actually do anything. But I think that essentially all the issues come down to one word, and that word is ego. I guess two words: egos and personas. And egos, while on their own, are totally cool. An ego that's unchecked turns into something very stupid. And an ego that's unchecked is also very fragile. Yeah, you're a dumb rat. You see this face? This is the face of someone that's not angry at all. This is the face of someone looking at you and calling you a fucking dumb rat because you're being a dumb rat, and I don't know what else to say to you because you're a fucking dumb rat. Any girl would be lucky to have me. I'm not saying I'm God's gift to women. I'm just saying that if that relationship is happening, if there's a relationship involved, or she's open to dating me and I'm open to dating her, that girl is fucking lucky, all right? And I'm lucky too, because at the end of the day, hey man, good partners are hard to come by. But they're fucking lucky. There's no doubt in my mind that they're lucky, because I bring something that's completely different. My friends have said this about me. They just know me as a person that's been more open and more forward, more real with people than anybody else. We live in a world where people hide behind social media with these fucking nice stories like, I got married yesterday. Oh, I bought a fucking dog. Oh, everything's okay in my fucking life. Sick. Not really. Everything's falling apart. I'm the one that's gonna be real and tell you that, holy shit, things aren't really that good, or things are really amazing in this aspect. That's what I do.
It's cool. He's great. I'm happy for him. He fucking has all this shit. Good. But just don't criticize people for actually hustling. You cunt.
I'll kill you. I guarantee.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
It is sad. It is fucking sad.
It's beautiful that, you know, one of his, you know, YouTube buddies or whatever is animating the coffin scene right at the end, you know? Like, I didn't expect that.
Well, you really can't. You really got to dig them all in. No, you got to get everything in.
I watched this video. I forgot Vega was even in here. I was like, wait a minute. Damn.
The thing that's so powerful about Nick probably has some of the best enders in any video. The best one he ever did. I don't know if this might be my favorite Nick video is Zaptai 2, which is really underappreciated. I think it's his best video hand down, especially the ending. This is obviously surpasses that by a long shot. But everything that Bunty said, he could say about himself. Like every single thing. And I wonder if he could watch that and just look at that and say, that's me. That's me. I'm the guy that's telling people on social media that things that aren't real. I'm the guy that does all these things that I tell other people they shouldn't do. I mean, it's shocking. I think it's more than a lack of self-awareness, because that's what we always say. That guy's not self-aware. I think it's much more. I think it's much deeper than that, and that's tragic. I don't wish that on him, but I do wish he would go away. And I never said that about a single other YouTuber. I've never said that about a single. Just quit. But yeah, honestly, for your own good, just get out. I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to do YouTube, you better get a voice modulator and do commentary. Yes,
join the dark side, Bunty. Join me.
I didn't even say that to be funny. Yeah, be somebody else. But something tells me you want to be Bunty more than you want to do YouTube. Yeah, that thing is it's tragic and it's cruel. But you know, like I love content, and you guys know that, and to sit there and all the shit that I saw Kraut go through and how he got ripped up and trashed, and I'm not gonna sit there and say that, you know, everything that he didn't take some responsibility in what happened to him. He did deserve some of it, but nowhere near what he got. And there's a guy that publicly says, "Oh, I have to distance myself from Kraut," when he's the only guy that we can verify that wanted to dox Coach Red Pill. And I had to watch, the last 2 years, I had to watch my friend just get torn up inside. And I want to be clear. It's not like he's not an angel, but he didn't deserve what he got for NEC. And you know what? Sometimes we get things that we don't deserve, and we get criticism we don't deserve. And that's just a part of life. And he turned it around. But this skunk, and that's why when I see that like the coffins in the chat, and when I see that ending and how cruel it is, I remind myself how Kraut kept his mouth shut for 2 years essentially, because it's like the 2-year anniversary, about you actually wanting to do what he was essentially accused of. Let's hurry up. Let's get that dox out. Like, I don't know, why does everybody think doxing is going to stop somebody? It always just empowers them. You know, it really is like super.
Never ends in anything good.
It never ends in it. No one ever. If somebody doxed me, I'm like, oh fuck, that sucks. You know, maybe I'll buy another weapon. You know,
time to get another 12 gauge.
Can't move. It never seems to go anywhere. I mean, who the fuck? You know, even like the SJWs back in Gamergate, like, oh my god, I had to leave my house for a week, and what? All it did was empower them. They raised more money off of it. I don't understand why people do that to begin with. You know,
well, it's like the ISIS shit. You fucking show them fear, they're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah. So
they want you to be scared.
You can't dox Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Fucking ordered a pizza. I did.
Only real ones know about that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you can't get enough of me, and I'm done for the night, go to my arcade. I released the where I wish that fucking piece of shit. Everybody calls him a child, but he's a piece of shit teenager. All the horrible things I said about him. You can go watch it on arcade.
Looks can be deceiving, Tommy. Let's not.
I think I just released it, if I'm not mistaken. I hope.
I got the notif.
Okay, you got the notification. And well, thanks for being on. You have anything you want to close out and maybe promote your show?
Yeah, we'll be on after hours tonight, 6:30, in about 3 hours exactly. My channel, youtube.com/AugieRFC. We're just gonna probably talk about this and some more, figure out what's going on, just bullshit with chat. I find February is just the month of bullshitting with chat as we wait for something major to happen again.
God.
So
this has been rough.
Whatever.
This has been rough.
Yeah, it's whatever. Get that grind to 10K going.
Don't make the tribe mad. We might tell you went too far. Don't make them mad.
Magic $5. Say Augie, bad person.
Yeah, there's that. There's that going on too. So it's whatever.
And the guy called me a bad guy. Fucking took a picture of you when you were 15.
Yeah,
it's still real to me, damn
it. Yeah. Willie Mack, you want to close the show?
I thought Nick made a great video. Bunty's story is like kind of sad, dude.
It is.
It's a sad guy.
He had more opportunity, if you really think about it. Like everything combined, he had more opportunities than me. And I would have loved to go on the Roman Report. Yeah.
Well, think about it. Like you, me, Augie, Wavy, all of us didn't have what he had, and he couldn't make it work.
Nope. I mean, I had a nice.
Check that link, Tommy. That Nick's putting in chat. He just put that tweet out.
What do we got here? Not sending me dicks or anything. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what Nick's doing right now.
Yeah,
all right.
At work, totally.
Just think this, if you're gonna screech your hate videos manipulative for like 5 months straight and not use a single, is that because you're full of shit? I'll roll it back and add an hour to the runtime to make it real clear.
Ouch.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Final nail.
I heard he got a good review from Scare. Scare said he doesn't even care about the drama, but he watched it the whole way through in one sitting.
Scare said that. You know who? Cavo said that. Cavo's apparently told us that.
Yeah.
It's film. Nick's talented.
Like everybody's checking this out. People who don't know Bunny, forgot about Bunny, don't care about Bunny, they're watching the whole thing, figuring out what Bunny is.
Not a nice guy. And it's sad because I will say this: as far as his personality, he did have talent. As far as just being a personality, there's talent in being a personality. You know,
he did some funny stuff. I still say the collaboration he did with Elvis the Alien, where they're going on Tinder and goofing around, one of the funniest videos on YouTube. Yeah. But
he gave me one of my best interviews. I think my second interview with Bunty is actually really, really good. And
after you got banned from Twitter,
I'm like, yeah, and I'm bad. I suck at interviews. You know that.
So you guys talk about how Bunty is like so cool and all this shit, dude. I literally have known nothing about Bunty.
You don't know because you're a normie.
The reply girl in the turkey.
You never saw my VidCon.
The gobble gobble turkey Tom shit. So I do have to say the fact that Nick was able to get me to watch a 90-minute video about this fucking guy that I don't give a shit about.
That's Nick's talent.
It's pretty remarkable, honestly.
Bunty's talent was getting you to laugh at absolutely nothing, saying something and having absolutely nothing, and making you feel like, wow, I got a lot out of that, even though you got nothing out of it. That was his gift. Everyone's asking about Bunny. Yeah, I know that.
That's not me.
Yeah, it was. You said Bunny like 3 times. It's pretty funny.
I can't say Bunty. I have to say Bunny.
Why do you have to say Bunny?
I can't say Bunty. I can't pronounce the T.
You just did.
I can say it if I try, but
you stupid millennial. One day, the tribe's gonna get you.
This is the almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking.
Oh, blame your shit.
Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you about to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar.
I'm gonna show you what it means to be a man. I'm gonna send you a strike.
Chi-town, the king's home, slapping 5's Blackstone, 6 mile to danger zones. Bullets look like waffle cones. Folk affiliated the evolution of Machiavelli. Don't make me read them eagles to you like I'm Chip Kelly. They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop.
Strike yourself or strike you down. Pull back, you got 5 minutes.
Wait, you're not gonna play it sound effect?
Daddy scares.
Oh, Ricky Berwick.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Whoa.
My God.
Did you not see his response to Scarce the other day?
Who's that?
Ricky.
Wait, that was Ricky? I thought that was like
Daddy scares.
Oh
my God.